All right, Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching this truth. All right, this is going all around the earth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. It's your brother Atazawam from the Great Millstone of St. Louis. We're going to jump into a quick lesson this evening. And this lesson is really based off of a question that I received today, at work, young, kind of young, well, she's younger than I am, young Jake woman. I don't know, we got on the subject of, she was talking about her her anti-Christian church. And long story short, she was asking about giving, tithing and so on and so forth. And I figured that she's to the point where she doesn't believe that, the churches today, take the tithe money and do the right things with it. And what other way can she, give her alms, to, so to speak, her offering, And I just primarily just told her, I said, well, if you realize that, church is not really doing what it's supposed to do, in which I didn't get into it too deep, with the person that's, really not in the truth, but just asking a general question. And who knows, she may learn, she may come into the truth one day, But anyway, the point is that she was talking about how to give, charity wise or, her tithe and offering, and it just sparked a thought in my mind about those who, want to give, and you may necessarily not want to give to a so-called church, right? Well, if you're listening to these epistles and you're going by the camps and so on and so forth, not that we need any of your money, but, there are ways for you to give, you pray about it and the Lord may, instruct you in some manner, okay, to give. He may put somebody in your life that may need help. You can give your alms that way. If there's a local camp that you want to go by and give a donation or whatever, the brothers instruct you to the pages of the elder apostles if you want to do it that way, or if you just want to show your token, give a token of appreciation, to the brothers, you may offer something. However the Lord puts it on a person's heart to do it, But, us in the brotherhood and in the truth, we know that charity is a big part of our belief, our way of life, all right, according to the scriptures. So I kind of just want to go in that direction, with the faith that we have and our charities towards each other as brethren, right? And our hope of salvation, right? By doing what it is the Lord asks us to do and to keep those commandments of the Lord to the best of our ability, all right? And that we remain brotherly, and in that case, to some sincere sisters, who want to, whatever it is, give garments or gloves or whatever it may be, all right? Something that's helpful to the men of the Lord during the ministry, that's okay. You can do that, But anyway, let me just jump into a few scriptures that prove the point that giving and having charity is a part of the ministry in and of itself. And, we're supposed to look out for each other brotherly as best we can. All right. That's part of the law. All right. So let's go into 1 Corinthians 13:1. We'll probably read all of this. I'm almost for certain we will. Let's start right here, verse 1. It reads, though I speak with tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal, right? Something that does not last very long. All right. So, when you hit a cymbal, you may hear it reverberate. It makes a sound, but eventually, if you don't hit it again, it goes away. All right. So it's almost like as if nobody even knew that you struck it. right? To make the sound, all right? So charity is something that we have to have, right? As brethren, okay? Or else you basically nothing, okay? Verse 2, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understanding all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing, see? So we have to have charity between us and that brotherly love, right, that we have for each other, okay? And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself. It is not puffed up. Do not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh not, thinketh no evil. Rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in truth. Bearing all things, believing all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth, right? So charity is a big part of what? It is a part of our belief, right? Our faith, okay? But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part and prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, Salakia, but then face to face, now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity, right? And that might be what I name this lesson, all right? Faith, hope, and charity, all right? Because our faith moves us to that charity, all right? And then our faith is our hope, all right, for salvation. And so charity is a big deal to us in this truth, that we remain brotherly and do the best that we can do to help those that are in the faith, okay? However great, however small, it's all about us practicing what we believe, not just saying something, all right, and not performing it, you see? And charity is a way to perform what we believe, all right, which is part of the law, all right? And we'll get that in a second. Let's go over to Matthew here, the 22. Jump in right here at 34, it reads, but when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempted him, saying, Master, which is the greater commandment in the law? Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, right? So when you love the Lord and have that fear of the Lord, you'll perform in faith those works, if you will, okay? And in those works are what? That you shall love your neighbor as you love yourself. Verse 40, of these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets, right? So those two laws that Yahushua gave them encompasses all of the laws, all right, that will keep you on point, all right? You remember those two laws is like remembering all 613, if you will, meaning you won't try to covet your neighbor's ox or his ass, or covet his wife, or try to steal, try to murder him, right? All these different things that the Lord said we're not to do. If you can keep that by loving your neighbor, that's going to help you to keep the rest of the laws, okay? And then that part of showing that you love your neighbor, right? You have charity in there, or brotherly love, if you will. Let's go over here to James 2:14, and it reads, "What doeth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, and be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doeth it profit?" Right. So you can't say that you're a faithful person and you don't perform anything that shows your faith. You see? So a brother be low and you have a way to help that brother and you choose not to do it, you actually are breaking the law. Because the Lord just said, what? Love your brother or your neighbor as you love yourself. You see? And that's going to help you to perform that love, that faith, that hope, that charity towards one another. You see? Verse 16, "And one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, and be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doeth it profit? Even so faith, if it have not works, is dead being alone." Yeah, because you got a lot of people who will say, yeah, I got faith in God, they go on and on and on about it, but yet they would never share a meal. They would never buy a meal for somebody. They would never treat anybody. They would always shut up. Close their hand. When it came to having some type of alms or charity, right? So it's always been said, well, if you got a closed hand, not only will you not let something go, but you also can't receive anything if your hand is closed. You see? So that's why it's important for us to have the works that go along with the faith that you say that you have. You see it? "Yea, a man may say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works." You see? Your faith will cause you to do the work of the Lord. And in that work also is what? Loving your neighbor, helping your brother when he's low. Okay? Having alms. You see? Verse 20, "But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead?" You see it? So it's like not doing anything if you have one but not the other. Okay? It's very important. All right. Now that doesn't mean that you have to give to every person that comes up to you. That's not what that means. But it does mean to say that those that are sincere, your brethren, your sisters in the truth, or what have you, whatever the case may be. If a brother needs something for his house or his wife, brothers may contribute. Take up an offering for you. Those types of things. All right. This is 1 John 3:10, and it reads, "In this the children of the Most High are manifest in the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of Yahweh, neither he that loveth not his brother. For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another," right? And that's those of us in the faith, okay? That we should love one another, all right? "Not as Cain, who was of the wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you." We know that in the world hating us, you could say that now, as the men teach today, the world hates the prophets. They hate the teachers of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay? And that's okay. They can do that. That's fine, right? Because as a unit, if you will, okay, we're all together in brotherly love. So we're looking out for each other as best we can. All right. "We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him. Hereby perceive we the love of Yahweh, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. But whosoever hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of the Most High in him, right? So, when you see a brother that's in need and you don't step up, okay, then how is the Most High living in you? Okay? And so, it's more than just what you would say money, okay? But, the word can be comforting. You can offer that, okay? You can offer help through various other different ways, to get a brother whatever they need, all right? It's not just money, but of course, money helps, all right? It's a defense. It's a tool to be used appropriately, all right? My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth, right? So you got to do it, okay? Not just say it, not just believe it, but when it's in the power of your hand, then do it in truth, all right? So you have to do it in a deed, okay? And hereby we know that we are of the truth, and shall assure our hearts before him. For if our heart condemn us, the Most High is greater than our heart, and knoweth all things. Beloved, if our heart condemn us not, then have we confidence towards the Most High. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments, right? Just think of those two that we read. And do those things that are pleasing in his sight. And this is his commandment, that we should what? Believe on the name of his son, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the Heavenly Father and his son, okay? His son is Yahushai, as it says here, Mashiach, right? And love one another as he gave us commandment. And he that keepeth his commandments dwell in him, and he in him. And hereby we know that he abideth in us by the Spirit which he hath given us. Okay? So we know we're in the Lord if we're able to keep and do those simple two in which all the laws hang on. Now, as I stated before, that doesn't mean that everybody that walks up to you, you try to do something for them, all right? Because ultimately, the scriptures are for those who are, repentant and believers, right, of our people, okay? So let's go over here to Ecclesiastes 12. We'll jump in right there, verse 1, and it reads, when thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, right? So we're not just going to do good to any old jackleg that walk up to us and, you can tell I'll just try to keep it clean, not a repentant soul, right? You can look at it, discern through the Spirit, okay? All right? That this person is up to no good, or this person is evil, that's not the same thing as helping a brother, right? So you don't have to give to an evildoer, all right? When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it. So shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High, right? So even if a man, you do it to a good man or a godly man, all right, the Most High will repay you, Verse 3, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms, right? Give to the godly man, and help not a sinner. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly, right? So there's a warning, right? That there's a separation there, right? That the Lord put. People always tell you ought to give, you ought to. Well, that's to the brotherhood, that's to the hopeful elect, if you will. Let's say it that way, Okay, very careful about stretching out our hand to help others, right? And you perceive them to be evil. We're not gonna take up nothing for you. Okay, we're not gonna extend ourselves for you. All right. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby, for else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him. Right, and we don't want that. We want the Lord to repay us and with good things. You see, we're not trying to receive any evil. We're not going to help the evil to prosper. Okay. Going on to let's see. Let's go back to where it says here. For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him. For the Most High hated sinners. Right? I thought that people told us what? What did they tell you in church? God loves the sinner. All right? Which is not true. For the Most High hated sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Give unto the good, and help not the sinner. You see? So when we do our charity, it's just not to any old person, right? But to the good or the godly, all right? And we look out for our brethren as is prescribed for us to do so. Leviticus 19 and 15, we just start right there, and get down to the point here in 18, okay? It reads, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, right? Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. Thou shalt not go up and down as a tale bearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, so yeah, we have to make sure that we're doing the best that we can. All right, when it comes to our faith and our charity. All right, but in these days, we look to help the brotherhood as much as possible. All right, and so for those out there who may feel like they want to give, it's okay to give. Brothers will lead you to the right place. We're giving to the apostles here at Great Millstone, or if you want to give to your local camp, you can. That's left up to each, camp head to decide, how they're going to do it, or if they will accept it, because this is not a money thing for us. Okay, we don't do things for money. All right, but sometimes, hey, like I told a young woman at work, maybe the Lord will put somebody in your life who needs that help that you're willing to give. So yeah, pretty much that's it. Like I said, that conversation, very short conversation I had this afternoon with a coworker, just kind of spawned that thought in my mind about brotherly love and faith and hope and charity, amongst the brotherhood. Very important part of our faith, to display our works along with our faith. All right, Lord willing, that was edifying, and hopefully I conveyed the message. It's kind of late right now, and I'm running out of gas here, so my mind is a little bit cloudy, but nonetheless, Lord willing, you can take something from that. Faith, hope, and charity. It's a part of our doings. It's a part of our work and our belief in this truth. All right. So with that, I'll end the lesson right there. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Shalom.